Welcome, everybody. I am Gryphonknight, and I am the Emperor to the Nerd Empire, and I welcome you all. I welcome all you nerds, and hopefully future nerds who wish to join the Empire. Today we are reacting to an Isaac Butterfield video called Obesity is Violence. Now, obesity, it has been going in a weird direction in society. There are some groups who seem to believe that being obese or being fat is healthy and it is empowering and it is a good thing. Now, I can tell you from experience and current experience that obesity is not a good thing. It does not feel good. Being fat is just it's not good all around. It is linked to the majority of health problems that people go through or tend to get. So I recommend everybody to try and be healthy and fit so you can live a longer and more fulfilling life. Now, with that being said, let us see what this video entails, shall we?
Students at the University of California are now being
pedagogical, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Malpractice inside UCLA Medical School's mandatory health equity class. Top physicians, including former Harvard dean, say required courses is riddled with dangerous falsehoods.
Taught that fat loss is, quote, a hopeless.
Students in their first year of medical school typically learn what a healthy body looks like and how to keep it that way. At the University of California, Los Angeles, they learn that fat phobia is medicine's status quo and that weight loss is a hopeless endeavor. I'm sorry, but if there's a university that is telling people that fat phobia is medicine status quo and weight loss is a hopeless endeavor, any professor teaching needs to really reevaluate their fucking... Oh, bless you, little girl. They really need to probably relearn what the fuck they're teaching, because weight loss is not a hopeless endeavor. Weight loss can be a very long and arduous endeavor, but it is not impossible. The thing people need to learn is, in order to lose weight, you need to eat less than the amount of energy you expend on a daily basis. Because if you eat more than the energy you expend, you will, over time, end up gaining weight. That's called a calorie surplus. Now, if you eat the same amount as the energy you expend, that's just maintaining what you have. And you won't lose weight, but you won't gain weight. Now, to lose weight, like I said, eat less than the energy you expend. That is called a calorie deficit. So, and it doesn't take much for exercise. You know, go out and I'd say walk for a half hour to an hour a day. And just doing that can help you lose weight as long as you don't eat more than the energy you are expending for that day. And do that on a daily basis. But let's continue with the video.
Endeavor. And that fat phobia is medicine status quo, meaning that all of medicine is based around fat phobia and demonizing it. Ah, California, you're so lost. It is the worst state in America, without a doubt. Those are two of the more moderate claims made by Marquez Mercedes. Marquez? Marquez? Yeah, sure. Anyway, that person is a self-described fat liberationist. This right here was an essay.
Hang on. Self-described fat liberationist. What are you liberating fat people from? Their stupidity? From them wanting to be not wanting or wanting to be fat? I don't what the fuck? In an essay assigned to all first-year students in UCLA, a medical school's mandatory structural racism on health equity class launched in the wake of George Floyd's death. The course is required for all first-year medical students. What the fuck? This just sounds so goddamn stupid. Structural racism and health equity. You want to teach people to not be racist? Stop. Just. Oh my God. The more we keep talking about racism and everything like it, the more it's going to stay. If we just stop judging people on the color of their skin, stop thinking that it affects the character of a person, and we just altogether just stop talking about racism, it'll go away in probably a couple of generations. But since there are people in every single year that seem to care about the color of a person's skin, racism is just not going to go away. Freya, what are you doing? What are you doing? Your paw is stuck. Hang on, everyone. There you go. She got her paw stuck. Poor cat. And there are just some people who think that there's racism when it comes to a person's health and weight, which there isn't. There's no such thing as racism when it comes to being healthy. It's just people being paranoid about stupid shit.
Self-described fat liberationist. This right here was an essay assigned to first-year medical students at UCLA's medical school. It was a part of their mandatory, and I quote, structural racism and health equity class, which was launched all in the wake of the death of George Floyd. And all of this is a requirement for first-year medical students. That should terrify everybody. Now, I will say this article is from a more right-leaning website, but we do read from left-leaning websites all the time. So let's continue. First of all, who wears Mercedes? Sorry, mate. Mercedes. Well, firstly, it's because
I think it's Marquise. I think that's how it's spelled. Marquise. Marquisele. Marquisele. I think that's how it's pronounced.
/they is actually a they, them, she, her pronouns.
Oh,
so just fucking write that down immediately. Anyway,
immediately, yeah, it's just, oh my God. Yeah, that person's opinion is just stupid at that point, if that's what they care about.
They is a black/disabled/ fat liberationist writer - educator. I feel like I need more dashes and slashes in my Instagram bio just to tell everybody what's fucking wrong with me. They, them, she, they also has a podcast called Unsolicited Fatties Talk Back. Yeah, cop that. And enjoys conversations on equity, exploring eating disorders. What a great exploration. Race and queerness.
Mia Donnelly, Nia Patterson, Whitney Trotter, Pat Riley, I think I pronounced that right, Hernandez, and Serena Nangia for Project H. Oh, for Project Heal.
And I'll assume not long walks on the beach. Her, such they, she.
I'm going to guess that podcast has no information on how to be a better person, how to be a healthier person, how to eat healthy, how to lose weight, how to exercise properly. It's all about, I would say, fat people complaining about how society is trying to keep them down, how everything is against them because they're fat and nothing fits.
Their fuck me. Entire existence is all about eating too much.
Hang on.
There, fuck me. Entire...
Liberation is not a person, so stop hinging your politics on people. I don't know.
Entire existence is all about eating too...
You can be grateful for thinkers and doers for how they encourage you, provide a template for your work, or push the bounds of your thinking. But for the love of all that is good, stop standing them and anyone else for that matter. Oh, okay.
Too much, and begging all of you to please stop
putting activists on pedestals.
putting activists on pedestals. Probably because her knees hurt. Also, question, why is an activist writing for a university? Can anybody answer that? The fuck, California? My mum always taught me one thing growing up, and it's not to pull your organ out on the internet, unless it's bison organs. The bison trifecta or...
Sorry, Isaac. I'm not really interested in the advertisement. I do apologize. Love you, Isaac, but no thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, by heading to their website right now and giving it a go. This is from Jeffrey Flyer, the former dean of Harvard Medical School, in response to this. And he's one of the world's most foremost experts on obesity. He said the curriculum, quote, promotes extensive and dangerous misinformation, end quote. Thanks for that fucking obvious statement, Jeffrey, although I do appreciate you saying it. That is apparently quite an inappropriate thing to say in 2024. Obesity kills more people than pretty much everything else. But we carry on like it's this mystical thing that some people are blessed with, and we must...
Yeah, it's just, the fat liberation movement or the body positivity movement, whatever they want to be called, they've been trying to get people to stop saying that obesity kills because they don't like that, even though it's been factually proven. They want to take the easy, they don't want to take the hard route and try and lose weight or everything. They want to have it easy and just not want to be supposedly discriminated against for being fat. So they don't like it whenever they go to the doctors and they tell them that they need to lose weight. They get so offended because they think that the medical area is biased against them for being fat. And society is against them for being fat. So they're trying to get people to stray away from obesity as bad.
Must respect it. Fuck off. Stop eating so much. There's the answer. Babes and they thems. In the syllabus, one of the required readings, meaning one of the things they have to read, is anti-capitalist politics as a principle of disabled justice. All of this in a medical degree. Hang
on. UCLA has centered this required course on a socialist Marxist ideology that is totally inappropriate, said Flyer, who reviewed the full syllabus and several of the assigned readings. As a long-standing medical educator, I found this course truly shocking. One required reading lists anti-capitalist politics as a principle of disability justice and attacks the evils of ableist heteropatriarchal capitalism. Others decry racial capitalism, attack growth-centered economic theories, and call for moving beyond capitalism for our health. Yikes.
Of disabled justice, all of this in a medical degree. Where on a Venn diagram does that fucking overlap? It also attacks, quote, ableist heteropatriarchal capitalism. Medicine! Others decry racial capitalism, attack growth-centered economic theories, and call for moving beyond capitalism for our health. Now, I think possibly there are some interesting points to moving beyond capitalism and having more of a socialist approach to medicine. We have that in Australia, and it is really, really helpful. It means if you're living on the street, you can still get fucking help, and I think that's marvelous. But why is a young person moving into a medical degree being indoctrinated into a socialist Marxist way of thinking? Probably because that's who they're surrounded by at universities. But why? No one seems to be able to answer that. Like, how does that actually help someone in the medical field? How does that help them assisting patients? Does it at all? Of course it fucking doesn't. The essay by Mercedes, she, they, them, she, her, describes how weight became a pathologized, sure, and medicalized in radicalized terms. Okay. And thankfully, Mercedes offers guidance on resisting entrenched fat oppression according to the course syllabus.
Fat oppression. Listen here, lady. The only thing being oppressed is the ground under your fat ass feet. I can't stand people like this who go against medical science and just trying with all the power they can muster to try and stay fat and unhealthy and try and tell people that being fat is okay. Being fat is powerful. It's seen as brave. It's just... It has been medically proven for decades that being fat or obese is a detriment to your health. It is a detriment to your joints. It's basically a detriment to your entire life, because it also invites a lot of health problems. And a lot of people's health problems could be solved just by living a healthier and more fit lifestyle. But a lot of people don't want to accept that, because they like having all the food they can eat and do what they want and not have to take the hard and long and arduous road to living a healthy and fit life. Mercedes claims that obesity is a slur. No, it's not. It is a medical term. That is another dumbass thing. People are saying that obesity is a slur. What? Just calm down. Used to exact violence on fat people. Okay. I hate it when people say that any sort of word is considered violence. Violence, anything verbal, emotional, or mental is not violence. By definition, anything violence or violent is physical. For something to be violence, it has to be physical. It cannot be emotional, verbal, or mental, because that is just not considered violence. It's just being considered a dick. But calling people obesity is not violence. Or calling people obese is not violence. Obesity is not violence. Because obesity is something you're doing to yourself. At that point, it's just called abuse, not violence. Particularly black, disabled, trans, poor, fat people. Of course, we have to bring race into it. We have to bring the alphabet mafia into it. And we have to bring disability into it. Oh, I forgot. There are people who are disabled who have lost weight and are able to stay fit. What excuse do you have for being fucking fat? And offers a fat ode to care that students are instructed to analyze, taking notes of which sections most resonate with you. This is just so fucking dumb.
I'd just like to point out, again, at this point, Mercedes, not a doctor, an activist. We're all clear on that? Why does she, they, he, her, she, her have any bearing on what medical students do?
Anybody who is an activist, I'm sorry, should not be teaching or have a say in anything when it comes to universities or college courses, because they're just an activist. They don't really know anything. They're just voicing their opinion in what they believe, which is not helpful to anything in colleges or universities.
Mercedes also claims that obesity, she has to spell it like this. They have to spell it like this because it's a slur. Has a little star there. It's not a slur. It's a description of fatties. Idiot. This is one of my favorite quotes. Obesity is used to exact violence on fat people. Fucking lol. Particularly, quote, black, disabled, trans, poor fat people. Okay, I understand. Everyone except for the white fatties. Now, none of this is true. Obviously. All of this is just shit, and it all stems from some fucking she, her, they, them who is just overweight and wants to blame everything in she, her, they, them's life on everybody else, rather than the decisions that she, her, they, them has made.
Yeah, the one thing a lot of people in the obese or fat community tend to not do is take responsibility for their own it's their fault because they become a fat ass. They refuse to take responsibility and accountability for their own decisions on becoming fat. Like myself, I just reached over 300 pounds. I do not like that. That is the one thing that I hate, and I'm currently trying to lose weight now because I don't want to be over this. And the one thing I have trouble with is keeping the motivation to do so. That being said, I know that it is my own fault. It was my decision to keep eating, and most of it was I kept eating out of boredom, which is very bad. So, and like I said, a lot of these people in the fat obese community, the one thing they have the most trouble with is taking responsibility and accountability for their own decisions for them becoming fat, because it is not society's fault. It is nobody else's fault but their own for becoming fat after they became an adult. Because when you're with your parents and your parents are taking care of you, it is also on them to make sure that you are eating healthy and not eating in excess to the point where you're going to become a fat ass kid. So after you become an adult and start taking care of yourself, at that point, it is your own fault. You have to take responsibility and accountability for your own dumbass decisions for you becoming fat. It is not society's fault. It is yours. Nobody else's. Learn to grow up, be an adult, and take responsibility and accountability for your own actions and decisions.
You know, they them doesn't want to understand that calories in versus calories out is what causes weight loss or weight gain. Doesn't want to understand that at all. Wants to completely ignore that. Why? Because it's the easy way out. Because it's a victim mentality. And this is what grows and multiplies in universities. It flourishes. There's nothing wrong with Mercedes, she, they, them as a person. It's just a harmful message that she, they, them is spreading. And for some reason, she, they, them has power in a university, which should be absolutely so far away from this person that she could never reach it because of the distance and the fatness. You should never be near a university. You're off the fucking Richter scale. But this is California. This is UCLA. And to give you an idea of what happens in this university, this is what happened to the guest lecturer, Lisa Gray Garcia. She came to the school and led students in a chant of Free Palestine, Free, Free Palestine, after instructing them to kneel on the floor and pray to Mama Earth. There's also lessons of decolonization, and climate activists also seem to have lessons there as well. Also,
hang on. Oh, freaking cat. Snapshots of the course have been leaking for months and left the school doing damage control as members of UCLA's own facility have spoken out against the curriculum. The most recent embarrassment came out when a guest lecturer, Lisa Gray Garcia, led students in chants of Free, Free Palestine after instructing them to kneel on the floor and pray to Mama Earth. Lessons on decolonizations and climate activism, as well as classroom exercises that separate students by race, have also stirred controversy. So we're bringing back segregation, I can see. And oh, this is just horrible.
So there's classroom exercises that separate students by race, which I'm sure is very helpful. They are cultivating the next generation of activists in a university and hijacking degrees, making sure that these people find their ways into corporations and businesses so this shit mentality and ideology grows and grows and grows.
Here's the thing. If you're going to be part of a group or something like that that is trying to get a message out, don't just do mob mentality or just jump on the bandwagon without doing any sort of critical thinking or research by yourself. If you're going to do this sort of stuff, please make sure you know what is going on and what the people are trying to represent. Don't just jump on the bandwagon because everybody else is doing it. That is one of the dumbest things you can do.
UCA is not alone, by the way. Stanford Medical School has classes on microaggressions. Yale students who study, by the way,
free CME and CEU courses. We developed 2 free online courses on microaggressions and unconscious bias that are offered through the Stanford Center for Continuous Medical Education offices. Microaggressions. Oh, that's so fucking stupid. Oh, somebody hurt my poor little feelings. They have done microaggression. These courses are brought by Project Respect and the Longevity and Health Aging Research Consortium as a collaborative effort between Stanford School of Medicine and the VA Palo Alto healthcare system. Microaggressions have macro consequences. Fucking idiots. Consequences course seek to provide education on microaggressions and how to respond to them. In this course, we will define microaggressions, explore the various types of microaggressions with examples, learning about the negative impacts of microaggressions on individuals and organizations, and identify some strategies to respond to microaggressions. God, how many times can you use microaggressions in one fucking thing? I swear, people have become so goddamn sensitive now that they can't take anything. Fucking microaggressions.
Stanford Medical School has classes on microaggressions. Yale's
initiative tackles diversity, equity, and anti-racism within infectious diseases. I'm sorry, but infectious diseases don't care what fucking race you are, what sex you are, what religion you are, what creed you are, what anything you are. It affects everybody equally.
Students who study infectious diseases must first understand diversity, equity, and anti-racism. That will help defeat bacteria. Columbia Medical School, the educators must use precise language. No more women, it's people with uteruses.
This just keeps reminding me of the video I saw a long time ago where people in politics were calling it's like they refuse to use the word mother. And I can't remember the words they were using to replace the word mother, but yeah, I saw that and I was like, you know what? That actually probably that's offensive to me, and that is offensive to all women who were mothers, who carried a child with them for 9 months and are caring for a child for the next 18 years. They are mothers. They're not people with uteruses. They're not childbearing people. They're not any of these other things. It is a mother, a mom. I don't understand people's aversion to using those words as mother or mom. That is what they are. That is what they've always been since the beginning of the human race. That is what they will continue to be until the human race finally dies out. People need to learn to accept that and shut the fuck up.
America, what the fuck is going on? Spending all your time prosecuting Donald Trump in New York, when this shit is going to ruin your country. And it follows the trajectory that is already happening. The growth of these fucking insane people on TikTok is only bringing younger people into the fold. And
it is people like this who are in the fat liberation army or the body positivity movement that are telling people that being fat and being obese is okay. This you see here is not okay. This is not good. This is very, very unhealthy. And there are a lot of impressionable kids on TikTok and other social media outlets, and you are telling these kids that it's okay. I saw a video of a kid. I don't think she was more than 10 years old, and her body was so big. She looked like she was near 200 pounds. And it took her a couple of minutes to get up 3 to 4 steps on a playground. I saw that. I felt so horrible for that poor child. It hurt to watch that kid go through that. Kids should not be looking like they're the fucking Michelin Man.
fat acceptance is one of the leading movements in all of that shit. It brings in these obese teenagers to live a life where they never want to change. They just want to continue running.
Some people need 2 seats on a plane. If so, the second one should be... No, just because you made poor life decisions and decided to be a fat fuck doesn't mean that the world needs to conform to what you want.
Their life how they see fit, which is eating a lot of food and blaming everybody else for their own problems. There's doctors on board with this shit. Natasha Lame, the fat doctor, a board-certified fat doctor, who was talking about stuff along the lines of being fat is absolutely fine.
So when it comes to the right way to eat, just eat whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you need to eat to get through the day.
Now, if you don't believe...
No, see, here's the thing. If you want to eat whatever you want, that's fine. Go right ahead. But don't complain and don't whine and blame society. If you get fat or obese and become very unhealthy because you decided to eat whatever the fuck you want, you have no one to blame but yourself. Now, like I said, if you don't ever want to, if you don't care to lose weight, if you're fine with the way you are, if you're happy with the way you are, that's fine. That's great. You know, do what makes you happy. But don't turn around and blame the entire world for your poor dumbass decisions and because you got fat.
Believe me that this is a growing problem, then look no further than the gushing wound of the issue, TikTok.
I'm plus sizing on a plane.
Plus sizing on a plane.
Of course I can't fit the tray table.
Which is your fault.
I'm plus sizing on a plane. Of course I'm going to sit beside the smallest member of my family.
Yeah, because
I'm
you're
plus sizing
giant
on a plane.
and they're
Of course
not.
the armrest is digging me.
It is your fault. Why you got sad music here?
I'm plus sizing on a plane. Of course I have to shimmy down the aisle sideways.
Because you keep eating too much. I'm sorry, mate. What do you want these people to
I'm
do?
plus sizing on a plane. Of course I need a seatbelt extender.
Of course, because you're too big. What the fuck is this? What do you want? You want pity? Why do you want pity? I wasn't planning on releasing this version of this song until it moved millions of people. Your grandparents paid you $5 for every pound you lost at weekly weigh-ins. You were 10. I probably won't be able to play much of this because it'll be done for copyright.
Okay, I would say don't do that to kids because I'm not sure how well they would. There are some kids who probably wouldn't take that very well. But you know, when they're kids, try and make sure that you feed them in a healthy way so that they don't grow up to become fat.
Right, but
my grandma paid me by the pound.
What are you doing? Is this this has got 61,000 likes. Is this a song that was supposed to make people go, wow, you had it so tough. You were obese as a child, which is your parents' fault, and your grandparents decided to pay you if you lost weight. Are you going to be all right? You're going to be all right. There are people dying all over the world, like really struggling. And this is your biggest worry? Generational trauma caused by your grandparents giving you cash for losing a bit of weight. Fuck, are you okay?
This show is about fat.
Fully Cream is finally coming to Sydney. This is a show. This is a theatre show.
You don't like fat? By the end you will.
Okay.
No, I won't.
Let's go. Fuck yeah.
I am allowed to take up space.
I am allowed to take up space.
Let's continue.
Oh my god.
If I had a body, I'd have the best body.
Substantial.
Monumental.
What the fuck is going on?
Fat.
That's sexual. That's a good beanbag. Dell's
Having a
fat.
body is such a
Dell currently is not fat. She lost a lot of weight.
luxury.
I'd be so grateful to just have a body.
Loving myself feels like life or death.
Oh my
Feels like
god.
every day, every second spent
Oh,
worried about
Jesus.
how I look, what people think, how fat I am, where that fat hangs, if I roll when I sit down, if I'm out of breath after going up the stairs, if my clothes cling to my cellulite, if people are gonna judge what a fat fucking pig I am every time I eat a meal, and who's gonna wanna fuck me?
Lose weight. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us today on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. My dick stinks. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye.
Okay, look, here, at the end of the day, everything you do is up to what you've decided to do. It's all, none of this is the fault of society or anyone else. Here's the thing. If you are okay with being fat or obese and you want to continue to eat whatever you want, that is fine. And if that's what makes you happy, at the end of the day, do what makes you happy. That's okay. That's fine. I personally have no problem with it. Skinny, fit, a little bit unhealthy, fat, obese, it does not matter. If you are happy with how you are and who you are, that is fine. Just go ahead, keep being happy. Just don't complain or whine or bitch and moan at the entire world or at society for you being fat or obese. Because no matter what anyone says, no matter what you say or anything else, at the end of the day, it was your decision to keep stuffing your face with unhealthy foods in excess and gaining weight and becoming fat and obese. It is nobody's fault but your own. You have no one to blame but yourself. So if you want stuff to start fitting better, if you want to start feeling better, then lose weight. The world it is not the world's responsibility to conform to your fat ass. It is not the responsibility of the world to change and conform to what you want, because stuff doesn't fit or feel right to you anymore. If you want stuff to fit or feel right, just lose weight. It's not that hard. It's a long and arduous journey to do so, but it is not difficult to do so. Just change some of your life decisions. Okay, shoot, go on. But with that being said, I would like to hear all of your opinions on this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. I stream over on Twitch Wednesdays through Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please make sure to give me a sub on here. Go follow me over on Twitch and help expand the nerd empire. I welcome any and all who wish to join. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, my fellow nerds.